So here is the front yard food forest guild that I've shown you in other videos. And the artichokes are back there. They're doing pretty well. They keep coming back year after year. So they're fun to have. The bananas are big and beautiful. And then the pigeon pea layer is right back here. And I want to show you pigeon peas. They're so fun and pretty. So this is July of 2021. And I cut off a lot of the dead flowering that they've already done. So there's a lot more new flowering coming on. So it's nice to have a plant that can keep flowering over and over like this and keep the bees happy. Plus, the pigeon peas are so healthy. They can replace your cans of beans. So we're harvesting some. And look at the heel all out there doing well. Some little tomatoes in the front here. And these are some of the branches that I harvested earlier. So I keep cutting this tree all the way down and just harvesting its branches because they're great. It's a nitrogen fixing tree. And same with this one, nitrogen fixing. And then the mulberries that came along. See how rich and green? So all of these got a haircut today, and those are what makes the pile of green mulch that we have back there to use. So that's how fun the recycling system is. And look at these mulberries planted themselves too. I kid you not. Maybe you think I make this stuff up, but no, it's true. They showed up here in the front yard food forest guild, and at first I wasn't familiar with them, but I knew they were something interesting. So I let them go, and I thought for a while they were wild grape. And then soon I figured out they were mulberries. And I was so excited about that because I had always wanted mulberries, but I thought I don't have enough room for mulberries. So now I'm just keeping this one like a little topiary mulberry and see how that goes. And this one too, although this one's good for also taking cuttings, I think. Well, they both are. But anyway, yeah, so this is the little food forest guild. We have tomatillo back here. And you can see these tomatoes back in here growing up in the rosebush. So those lived all winter long. And I think it was the morning sun that gave them this little pocket of warmth. Plus being up next to the rosebush, I think that makes them feel a little more warm. Looks like they need water right now. So, yeah. And here is the orange tree. Look at this, how beautiful it is. And it's got to be 50 years old, I would guess. I know it's been a grown-up for at least the 10 years that we've been here. Yeah, so we just try to keep it clean, and we let the mulch accumulate under the tree. And we have that watering pipe there that goes down to help water the big trees because we want to deep water them sometimes. And you see there's another one there. And then here's the tangerine tree that just finished its tangerines. Looking good. There's a papaya. I should probably trim that or make a cutting off of it. Yeah. But yeah, so all kinds of fun stuff. And look at this, the macadamia tree that's above us. Look at all that. It's covering this new space. So how fun is that? Plus the old part of the tree is still going. Even other up. Yeah, so it's fun. And these are fun for the bees too, because they get a beautiful fragrant flower that turns into the macadamia nuts. So the bees love them, the birds love them, all the creatures love them. I think it makes all the creatures happy that these trees are here. For sure. Yeah, so it's really fun, very fun. And here is another pigeon pea. You can see the pea pod dries up, and then it's like you could plant it at that time, or you can also cook with it. You can store it as long as you don't let it stay moist, you know? Like I learned from Sepp Holzer that he put his seeds in pillowcases. And I think that's a good idea because things can breathe, and in like a cool place with air. Yeah. So this is the pigeon pea. You can see there's a mix of old and new, and this one is right up by the street, so it's kind of, it takes a little bit of the street exhaust stuff, but still it does well, and it makes a nice little hedge. Here's one, and then here's the next one. And this is right up against the driveway. See that? This is the same little food forest guild that I've shown in so many videos. So what you can do in a small piece of land like this is amazing. You can create a lot of abundance right on this. You can see it's not that far from here to here. Or from back over there where the bananas are to where the macadamia tree is. And this is a nitrogen fixing tree that was also here. These kind of trees help the food forest get going because they bring leaf litter every year. It's deciduous and it's very nitrogen fixing. So the people who planted this place did such a nice job of picking out the macadamia, the citrus, and then they liked this flower for this tree for the beautiful flowers, which is really fun too. So yeah, here's the Food Forest Guild. You see upper layers, you see, high trees, high tree canopy, and then the citrus are lower tree canopy, the mulberry lower tree canopy, the pigeon peas are the bushes, that layer, and the roses are that layer. Then you got the shrubs of tomatoes and zucchini. You got ground cover of Heal-All, Prunella vulgaris. You have flowering calendula and flax seed. Mint is growing down there. And I did want to point out again, okay, some underground things. The ginger is an underground root. And I do have garlic and little potatoes up here too. But I did want to point out again how fun it is to use the tomato to grow up the rose bush. Isn't that fun? I like it because rose bushes can get so big. Look at that. You think you're looking at a rose bush, and then you look over there and there's a tomato because they're resting together. Oh, look back there. There's another tomato. And then you look out here and it's a rose bush. I think it's so fun. Good use of the rose bush. And the tomato seems to really like it. So that's how to use the vining layer, which that can be a tricky one because we think vines can choke things out a lot of times. So I don't think this is going to choke out the rose. I think they're going to actually, well, we'll see. But it seems like they're helping each other. And besides, I trim that rose anyway, so if I have to, you know, that's not a big deal. If I lose those branches, if the tomatoes choke them out, that wouldn't be a big deal at all. So we'll see, it'll be fun to watch. And then this was a seedling of the little Cape gooseberry. So fun. Yeah, so this is a little tiny food forest. And there's a moringa tree. Look at that, how pretty it is. This is a front yard food forest. And if you had a little backyard this big, you could make a food forest. These are some of the wild lettuces. And this is a neat kind of perpetual growing leafy green. It makes pretty yellow flowers, yellow or orange. I think they call it Okinawan spinach or something like that. But yeah, you can tuck in potatoes. They look like cute little plants and they even flower. There's another little tomato. Here's some old vines hanging in there. Some nasturtiums and passion flower. The passion flower is actually doing better on the other side of the fence. It might be getting a little bit fried over here. Oh, there it is. It's looking good right there. That's it. Yeah, so that's fun. That's using vines. Okay, so yes, remember, all these bananas came from one single banana stalk, turned into all of these. These strawberries all came from one initial crop of strawberries. The ground cover. Yeah, and so it's always a good idea when you're doing leafy plants that don't have woody stems, so just like green stemmed plants, it's good to give them a lot of leaf mulch. So you can see what they have kind of left is some of the more woody mulch. So the green leafy mulch really helps them get green and healthy fast. So that's why it's so fun to have to harvest some of the leafy greens from these trees up here and in other places. That's why harvesting is such an important part of the food forest cycle. Trimming back. Okay, look at the birds. They like to watch the whole place. They love it. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the video. And see, it's just like right on a very busy street. So it's not you can make a food forest in a yard. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You can make a food forest in your yard. You really can. You can make a food forest in your yard. See the nice shade it puts too on the hot driveway? Beautiful green leaf mulch. These are the green pigeon peas when they're ready to be eaten, like edamame. And these are the seed peas that can be grown into new plants or can be cooked and treated like dried lentils or dried peas. And you can make soups or add them to your soups. You can make all kinds of different things. Just add them to all kinds of dishes. So these are the pigeon peas. They're fun. They live for 5 years and they give a couple different harvests every year. So that's really nice. They bring in the bees, the butterflies, the birds. I even saw ladybugs out there today. So they're a great plant to grow.